Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Just depending on where you are in the world, I want to say hello and welcome to the Tea Nicole Show, where everybody has a story worth telling. You can always tell your story here on the Tea Nicole Show. So I want to welcome you to today's special episode. It has been a while since we've been on here, but I want to say welcome, guys. We have a special guest all the way here from Texas. But not only is he here from Texas, but guess what? He's from Africa. And so I can't wait to bring him on the show. But before we get started, I need you guys to do me a favor, like this video. Share this video and be sure to comment below because, again, on the T Nicole Show, our job and our mission and our purpose in life is to help others tell their story, get their word out, and share the good news of the good things you are doing within your community, within your country, within your state, wherever you are. And guess what? You can use your authentic voice. You can tell your story how you see fit, whether that's through dance, music, song, art, or just speaking and telling your truth. So, again, I have a special person here all the way from Texas, but I can't wait for you guys to hear his story and to learn so much more about him. So, y'all, please bring my friend to the stage. His name is Gilbert. So hold on one second. Let me bring him on to the show. Hey, Gilbert, how are
Hey,
you today?
I'm great, Tea Nicole. It's wonderful to see you, and thank you for having me today.
Thank you for just being amazing. Look, can I tell the story of how we met?
Oh, sure, please go ahead.
Okay, so the first day I had just started working at FedEx, and so Gilbert came into FedEx, and I was like, "Hey, I needed some information from him because this was my first day, and can I tell y'all, Gilbert, he got me. He was like, "Why? I come here all the time." I said, "Sir, I'm new," and he was like, "Oh," and we have became brother and sister since that moment because the thing is, he was questioning who I was questioning who he was, and it all worked out. We found out that we liked some of the same things. So,
Mm.
hello, Gilbert.
Hi, Tea Nicole. And by the way, to add a little bit about what you said, I had been to that press multiple times, and before I met you, I promise I didn't even know the names of each individual that was there.
Mhm.
But because of you, I got to talk with everyone else. I got to know your name, and I know everyone else's name at that location. And so, thank you so much for taking the bold step to start the conversation. And I'm really glad that we got to start talking. And, you know, who knew? I would never have thought that you do something like this. And I wouldn't have guessed that you would host me on a show like this at one moment. So thank you for having me again.
Thank you for just being who you are.
Mm.
Because the thing is, it's like we both had to figure out who each other was, but we didn't allow our job title, what we do, to find out who we truly are. Because the thing is, like I spoke to you, and then I love, like I when he come into the store, I be like Gilbert, and then like he said, he speaks to everybody in the store, and so it just took that little spark to say hello. Took
Yeah.
that time out to say hello. How are you? And I'm that type of person that speaks to everybody. People don't gotta know who I am. I want to know
Mhm.
who you are when you come in the door. So I just want to say thank you again. So Gilbert, tell us who you are and where are you from?
So my name is Gilbert Fitundinda, and for anyone that might have trouble pronouncing Fitundinda, it's a name from southwestern part of Uganda. That means I have a protector, and the protector is none other than the creator of us all. And I love to sing that. I'm an author. I'm an IT professional and a non-profit reader. And I also work in technology, and so like for the job, like I met Nicole while picking some computer parts for, my the job that I do full time.
Mhm.
And so, it's wonderful to be here.
Well, thank you for being here again. So, can you do us a favor? So, you wrote a book. You said you were
Yes.
an author. So, tell us about your book. What's the name of your book? And tell us a little bit about your book.
So my book is called Life's Lens, and I actually have a copy here, and you can find a copy on Amazon.
Hmm.
And so, like, I met Nicole, Tea Nicole, and it's like one time, like, it's easy to say when you meet, like, tell me your story, or tell me about yourself. And oftentimes we don't have enough time to explain the whole story of, like, lived for decades in a few minutes.
Hmm.
And so Life's Lens is basically a story of where I was born, how I grew up, and how I ended up coming to the US. So it's a full picture of who Gilbert is. Like, it explains, like, my parents, how were my parents like, and my siblings, how was life growing up in southwestern Uganda. And, like, during my time growing up, I was lucky enough to have somebody, like, from the US, like, support me through school. And so I explained also, like, what that meant to me in tangible ways, and hopefully encourage people to live their lives for others, in terms of, like, what do I have that can be shared with others that perhaps have little or none compared to what I have. And also, like, I share how I eventually ended up coming here. I meet so many people, and they're like, so you just get a plane and come to the US? It's more complicated than that. Like, it needs, like, visas, and the visas might have different costs, and someone comes and stays here, and, like, you have to jump through several hoops in terms of, like, um, filling some immigration paperwork and stuff like that. And so I also wanted to give a full picture of what it means for someone, like, from southwestern Uganda to end up coming to the US. And that would probably give a better picture and an understanding of different experiences. I also share, like, some of the experiences that I, experienced getting here, like, in terms of the food. Like, the food was different from the food I was used to eating growing up, and how that was different. And I'm still, like, trying to figure out some other foods, and, like, trying to figure out what my preferred foods are. And so I explain all that in the book as well.
Good. I love that because you mentioned something, and I want you to try to like kind of elaborate it because you said in your book, and I'm sure your book goes into detail, but can you tell our audience because, like you said, you're not originally from here and you are from Uganda. You said the southern part of Uganda. Is that what you said? I want to make sure I said that correct.
Yes, you said it correctly.
Okay, so you said you had somebody to support you, so like a sponsorship. So
Yeah.
what was that experience like for you, like being in a whole nother country and somebody supporting you to be able to live, to grow up with some things that you may not have.
I mean, like, so what that meant, like, I won't mention the name of person or the organization they were with, because I'm not, like, this isn't a personal show. And so, but, like, this individual, I will mention the amount they used to contribute. It was like $38 a month, and that amount of money helped buy books, and you know paid my tuition to go to school. And eventually, like, because of the support from this individual, I remember receiving a mattress that was actually the first mattress that my family ever had. I grew up in extreme poverty, and so things that many people consider luxury, consider like necessities, and like were considered a luxury growing up. Like the house that I was stayed in as a child didn't like was grass thatched. We later advanced to like a tin roof, but our streets were not paved. Like we didn't have roads leading to our house. Like it was like a trail getting to the house. Like, so we had to go like for a hike every day, and that
Mm-hmm.
was the normal way of living. Like, even like getting water, like I had to walk miles to get water, and so like that's basically it. So like the sponsorship from this individual just helped provide opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
Hmm. You have to excuse me because I'm a little teary eyed, and I know just hearing it, it's like you live past that, and now here it is. You are in America, and you give back to your community. And
Yeah,
I know that was one of the most that was a big thing for you. So that's why I wanted you to talk about the sponsorship a little bit. You didn't have to tell us who it was or how much they gave, but I'm glad
okay.
you just gave us a little bit of insight, because sometimes people, we take little things for granted.
Yeah,
And like you said, like you wasn't fortunate to have like paved streets. You wasn't fortunate to live in a house like you live in today. You wasn't fortunate to just like, I don't know what your dynamic of your family structure was. Like I don't know if you had both your parents and they had jobs. I'm not for sure if they did or didn't, but I'm sure I mean, just from like where you are today, and just being a child and remembering those times where it was like difficult for you, and to be able to have somebody come and take care of you, or not so much just take care of you, just give you a better opportunity to be able to be this bright young man turned into a man that was able to write a book, give back to his community. So like, here you are today. You said
yeah,
something in the beginning. You said that you have a nonprofit. So
yes, I do.
so your story, did it lead you into creating this nonprofit?
Yeah, so the story led me to creating this nonprofit. So I actually have like 2 degrees now. I have a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology
Mhm.
and a Master's in Organizational Leadership. And I remember when I had finished my bachelor's degree, I was like, this is a time to remain in the big city and like get money and like live happily ever after. I remember one time, sitting down and reflecting on what the generous person, the kindness, and the generosity they had in my life that ultimately contributed to who I was. And I remember reflecting on the things that I had at the time, and I was like, I think I have a lot that I could share. And like maybe a lot that I had at that time was like to some it might be little. At that time, I remember coining a personal statement that little is enough when given with love. And I started a nonprofit called Love Restoration to kind of share the little that I felt I had to pay forward the generosity that others had poured into my life. And the nonprofit provides education, nutrition, and healthcare. And we operate through a school in southwestern part of Uganda. And I was actually in Uganda in April and was dancing with the children and seeing how happy they were interacting with our staff members. We now have 18 full-time staff members at the school, and 340 children attending the school every day. And I still believe that I'm just sharing a little, and I've been being here has given me opportunities to invite others into what we are doing, and I'm privileged enough to have some people that are now partnering with me in terms of saying, like, will help you raise funds here and do the work in Uganda. And so, like, my invitation to anyone who might be listening, like, if you have something that you consider a little, maybe we could help you stretch it and impact several children in southwestern Uganda. And so we run a nonprofit. The nonprofit here is a 501c3 in the US under the names of Master Reigns Africa. And that's like the organization that helps receive tax deductible donations here for the work in southwestern Uganda. So I still believe that I'm playing a small part in eventually in what God is doing, and I believe that if many people can be invited and contribute the little, together we can make the world a better place. And we all have something that we could share. Maybe you don't need to necessarily do the work in Uganda. Maybe you're here and like you have people that could benefit from the little that you could share in your neighborhood or in your household. I would also encourage you to do a personal reflection and see what God might have blessed you with and see how that can bless others. Like, the way I met Tea Nicole, like God blessed her with good people skills. And like if she hadn't like reached out and, asked for my name, we wouldn't have had the conversation that ultimately led to her hosting me here today. And so we all have something that we could give and share. And so, Tea Nicole, I appreciate you for you know inviting me into your life and for setting this up for me to be here.
Well, I just thank you for being obedient, and not only being obedient just by hearing the call and you answered it, because again, like, you were given an opportunity to be able to come out of poverty, to be able to come out of your situation, and now you're giving back.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's small acts of kindness. And the thing is, love is small,
Yes.
love is big, love is like it, love really don't, it, love is beautiful. I'm gonna just say that love is beautiful. So the thing is, like, I seen your heart, I seen your heart, and I didn't even know that you did this, but I saw your heart and I knew it was something bigger from that you did, but I didn't know what it was until I heard the story. That's why I was like, I gotta get him on the show, and I want him to be able to tell his story in his capacity, in the capacity that he feels safe. Number one, and then number two, I want you to be able to share it the way you want to share it, because sometimes people put limits and standards on how to tell your story, but you told us the truth. You told us what we needed to hear, because I need people to understand that the things that we're experiencing, the things that we witness, the things that we see, it's like we've all experienced some form of trauma. But you, Gilbert, you didn't allow your trauma to stop you. You didn't allow your trauma to be make you voiceless, but instead you allowed it to fuel your fire. It's giving you power, because you're giving back on a daily
Yeah, I
basis.
mean, like, it goes like you say, like it
Mhm.
goes through several phases. Like, the
Mhm.
confidence I have today wasn't the confidence that I had, like, growing up. I was a very shy child, and like I had like a supportive group of individuals that were like, Gilbert, we believe in you. Gilbert, you can do this. And so, irrespective of what someone might be going through, finding the supportive tribe, if you will, like individuals that are willing to say, Gilbert, I'm here to walk with you no matter what. Like, I'm here to support you. I'm here to provide, a shoulder to lean on if you need one, something like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
You said it. A tribe, a village. You say tribe, I say village. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. It goes hand in hand, because
Yes, it does.
if somebody took you in, somebody supported you, they loved you. They nurtured you. They gave you what you needed. They even supported your family because your family was not able to provide in a way because of the situation or the conditions or wherever they were at. I mean, nobody asked to be born in situations, but sometimes things happen. And I'm hoping and praying that you loved whoever was there to protect you, provide for you. You know, they had to go through their situation and
Mhm.
learn and grow. And so, whatever the case may be, I'm just glad Gilbert is here today. I'm glad Gilbert is showing up. I'm glad Gilbert is giving back to the community. And I can't wait to see where Gilbert is going next because you take people on a journey with you. So, is there anything else you would like for my viewers to know? Because we have posted your links, but can you talk? So, where can our audience, where can they find you?
So it can be found like you can check out the organizational website. You can find me on all the social media channels using my names like Gilbert Fitundinda on Facebook, Gilbert Fitundinda on LinkedIn, and Gilbert Fitundinda on Instagram. And for the book, like, if you type in Gilbert Fitundinda on Amazon, you should be able to find the book Life's Lens. And like Tea Nicole will also be sharing the link to the book, but also like the non-profits like website. You can find it at masterrainsafrica.org. Check it out and see what we are doing, and if you like think Tea Nicole will share my email too if anyone wants to reach out to me and have a conversation. And I mean, my story is like it's hard to share a story lived for three decades in just a few minutes, and so that's why I put it in a book. So if you get to pick the book and maybe something in the book like prompts you to have more information or more conversation, I'll be happy to connect and chat more about what I might have put down in the book.
Mhm. So his links have been posted, and I need y'all to understand it has taken me well, not years. It has taken me almost a year to know how to spell his last name. So it's not spelled like it sounds, but it's Mfitundinda. So it's Gilbert, and his last name is spelled Mfitundinda. So, what advice, what words of encouragement would you have for anyone in any stage of their life if they're trying to maneuver through life to become whoever they want to become or need to become? So, meaning, like if they want to be an author, if they want to own a or have a nonprofit, if they want to travel to another country, if they want to help in your organization, what words of encouragement would you have for them today?
My words of encouragement would be, wherever you are might be, a stepping stone into your next phase of life. And so I would like to encourage, everyone, no matter where you are, there is still a reason to hope. You might perhaps not be where you want to be tomorrow, but like today might be a stepping stone into tomorrow. And so don't give up and like reach out for help. Like at times when you're going through some challenging situations, you may not be able to get yourself out of it, and like maybe it might take like a generous person to come into your life. And so if that might be the case, be receptive, be willing to invite others in, and also do the best that you can. And that might be like being the best you can might be reaching out to someone and say, hey, my name is Gilbert. Like, hey, my name is Tea Nicole. Like, it's nice meeting you. And like at times like we can be our best versions, like no matter where we are. And like one other thing that I can tell, like you never know who you're talking to or who you're interacting with. When I met Tea Nicole at FedEx of all places, how would you think that? I wouldn't have guessed that she had a show that she was hosting, or she's driven by a purpose, not defined by what she was doing. Like, I'm a computer technician right now, but what I do on the other side is not like necessarily technical. And so we all have different skill sets, and maybe looking for those opportunities for all those skill sets to shine. Maybe my non-profit leadership might not shine as much when I'm repairing stuff, but I have a press where it's shining and it's impacting others. And so, like, I would encourage everyone to be on the lookout for where your skill sets, talents, and abilities would make the most tangible impact, and go for that.
Thank God for that. Thank you, Gilbert, for that. Thank you for being the vessel that was chosen to say that to me today,
Mm.
to everybody that watches this video today. And again, if you are looking to partner with Gilbert, if you have family in Uganda, if you have friends in Uganda, or you just want to be a part of the cause, you want to purchase his book, you can get his book on Amazon. The name of his book again is Life Lenses. So you can show them the book again so that way they can see it. His website has been posted. Make sure you check him out again. Like, he just gave you something that was free. He said he do tech on the side, or that's his career, but he has a nonprofit and he's giving back to the community. And a lot of us, like me and him, like a lot of us, that people that I know, they have a job, a career, and then they are giving back to the community because they seen the need. And so I want to say, Gilbert, thank you for all the hard work that you do here in Texas. But I want to say thank you to the hard work and the dedication and your team. I want to thank God for you and your team, that you are giving back to those that are in your community. You seen the need and you fulfilled it. And so I thank you for just being obedient. I thank you for just saying yes. And I thank you for sharing your story around the world. So, Gilbert is a speaker. You can book him to speak. I am a speaker. I am someone who is fighting for the abuse of children and women and men. It doesn't have to be a man or a woman or a child. Like, I believe that we all have rights. This is our body, and our body should never be violated. But sometimes people do it, but when they do it, don't dumb down who you are. You can speak up and speak in your truth, standing, not just speaking your truth, but speak your truth, tell your truth, and don't be afraid to of your truth, because it happened, but you can recover from your losses. So that's my gift to the world. And so, Gilbert, I want to say thank you for being on the show. Do you have any final words before we go today?
I'll just say thank you again for inviting me and for hosting me. I look forward to seeing you in person soon.
Yeah.
Mm, Thank you again. And
Thank
to anyone watching, thank you. And to anyone who will view this, thank you. And I look forward to connecting with you. And if anyone actually has a question or comment like that, I encourage them to leave them in the comment section of this video as well.
All right. Thank you, guys. And if you want to be a guest on the show, inbox me directly, Tea Nicole, or the Tea Nicole Show on Facebook, or you can do Therese Teasley on LinkedIn, or you can just let me know. You can comment on the video and we will contact you. So thank you and have an amazing day. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. I am Tea Nicole, your spiritual authenticator. Take care. Bye, guys.